it's BDJ. Testing, testing, one, two, testing, one, testing, two. Hey, what's up, Jordy? Can you hear me, guys? Can you hear me? Testing. No volume. This again. Okay. Thank you. Oh, I deleted the volume. Yep. One sec. Audio input capture. Oh, very quiet. Okay. Interesting. For a moment, I thought I had not yet added my audio input capture. Actually, I did. Okay. Any better? Any better? Any better? Yeah, I see it's not good. Okay. Let's see here. Chat volume, game volume. Okay. Hmm. Ah, better? Ah, better. Okay, cool. Nice. Better? Better boosted? I'm hearing better? Okay, cool. Like good? Like you're gonna hear what I want to say? Because that's the goal. Okay, cool. Okay, that's really good. Okay, just changing one other thing. And one more question. Do you hear an echo? No echo? All right, cool. I think we can get started. So I went live really fast, and my motivation for going live today was actually just because I'm in a bunch of group chats. Good morning, Raven. I'm in a bunch of group chats on Twitter, other YouTubers, different channel things, and I noticed that, oh, thank you guys so much. I noticed that there was a certain amount of confusion about what the new process is going to be based on what was written on the ticket buying website. And I just realized that the fastest way to share my interpretation, I think there's some misunderstanding, and I think that that misunderstanding could have a negative consequence. In other words, I think there might be people trying to decide whether or not to buy tickets for their friends, but not sure whether they can buy tickets for their friends because of the anti-scalping strategies or policies that Niantic put into place. Um, and I understand that because it's clear that Niantic is trying to make it much harder for scalpers, people who are not serious about Pokemon Go, to nevertheless just notice, oh, this is going to be a big event. They swoop in, they buy lots of tickets as a business, and then they sell them on eBay. And so I understand why they did it. It's great. But I do believe that you absolutely can buy extra tickets for your friends and that there's relatively little risk to doing so. Maybe not zero, but little. And so I would encourage people who were hoping to buy a ticket for their friend, maybe because they couldn't buy a ticket today, or maybe just in case one of their many friends doesn't get to buy a ticket. So I'd like to explain why I believe that you absolutely can do it. They're trying to get rid of scalpers, and I'll also explain why I think that this will greatly reduce scalping, but it will not fully prevent it, because the same things that I'm about to explain, if scalpers realize this, they might, some of them, it'll be harder, but some of them may be able to still do their thing. But I think a lot of scalpers will be deterred because they're in the business of every week buying tickets to random events. They don't know that much about Pokemon Go, and I think many of them, especially like amateur scalpers, will not get what I'm about to explain. So I'm hoping, I began to wonder, should I just go live in public? Because it's in theory, the information I'm giving you could be used by some people to scalp. But I kind of prefer to give that information to people who actually play Pokemon Go, and I don't think most scalpers watch Pokemon Go live streams. So I just thought, okay, the greater good here is I want to tell you what I think. Some of you may already know this. As I was about to go live, I got a response to one person on DM who said that what I'm about to say has also been confirmed in a recent video by TrainerTips. I haven't seen that. Many people may not have seen that. So anyways, here goes. Here's what I think is happening. Is if you thought that, if the way you interpreted it was that you would actually have to give Niantic a trainer name today for every single ticket that you're buying today, then I think you misunderstood, because it actually says that after you purchase, you'll be required to verify trainer names and register them via email. So that's different. In other words, if I literally could only enter my account and let's say my son Mac's account, and if I didn't have any other trainer names ready, I could only buy 2, then that would mean I could only buy 2. But since I can buy 6 today, and then I'll get an email, and then I'll be required to register other trainer names to be allocated to those tickets, I can buy a ticket for a friend of Mac's and or someone that I want to do a giveaway to. I would just need to do it quick, or maybe not. We don't know. I would have to do it in whatever the time period is between when you buy the ticket and when Niantic requires us to register each ticket to a trainer name. And so we don't know how long it's going to take, because they didn't say how long it. They don't say how long you'll have to register a trainer name, but I have trouble believing that they wouldn't give at least a day or 2 or 3. Who knows, maybe they'll give you a week. They also say, and I apologize for not actually having the text in front of me. I may actually try to get it in front of me in a moment, but right now my OBS screen, I was having a little trouble launching a browser. So I'll just read the exact text, and if you want to read along, just go to Pokemon Go Live. You can search GoFest 2018 and it'll come up first. So I'm actually doing that on my phone here, GoFest 2018. So on his video, it said that if you don't add the names right away and half an hour. Oh, interesting. Okay, I was assuming, let's read it, okay? By the way, I'm not guaranteeing that I'm correct, and TrainerTips is a smart guy and may even have additional information. But let's just read it here. I have trouble believing that they'll require the 30 minutes, but who knows? Like when we go into the lobby to buy, we may immediately be hit with new information that that we don't have in the announcement here. Yeah, I did see the part where it says you can't go to both days. That it does create inconvenience because it's hard to coordinate with all of your friends which day you're going to go. There's absolutely no way I'll be at the same event with all the people that I was hoping to play with, so that's kind of a bummer. I think their explanation for why is pretty legit. They're doing it so that more people can have a ticket to one day, but I am kind of bummed about that. One positive thing, as I understand it, is that you'll still be able to play in the city of Chicago, and I'm hoping that they'll still provide the same special spawns in Chicago. I'm not sure if they will, but I'm hoping that will be the case. Oh, that's great, Louis. I'm happy for you. It's really good. Okay, so just to briefly read this here. Yeah, basically, I think we need to think about this and have a strategy going in. If TrainerTips is right, was it TrainerTips who said in his video that you'll have to verify the trainer names within 30 minutes? I mean, if they do that, that's smart. And the good news is if they do that, they totally cut down on scalping. So there's a pro and a con if they do that, right? And by the way, also if they do that, I'm assuming the reason they're going to do that is that, let's say I bought 6 tickets, and then I only verify, I call my friends, only 3 people, only one other person needs it, so I got my ticket for me, I registered that, ticket for my son, registered that, maybe dead guy didn't get a ticket, so I go, I call him up, I get his trainer name, I register it. At that point, there's 3 not registered, and if it's the case that after 30 minutes, the tickets get voided, then what it says is you'll get a full refund. So in other words, what they do say on the announcement here, I'll read it. Each ticket will require registering a unique trainer name after purchase, not during purchase, but after purchase. So you must register 6 confirmed trainer names in order to obtain the maximum number of tickets. Failure, and then it says here, failure to register could result in your purchase being canceled with a full refund. Okay, I'm really glad that someone told me what the trainer tip said, because I think we can combine a close reading of what's in the announcement with that to have, I think at this point I have a revised perspective on how it's going to work. It looks like it's going to be a 2-step process on purchase. You give them your credit card, get approved, and make the purchase. Then you get an email that says within a limited amount of time we need you to register the trainer names, and any trainer names that you don't register, you won't be able to keep them. You get a full refund, but you lose the tickets, and that way those tickets go back into the pool of available tickets. I think that's what's going to happen. When I came on here, what I thought was going to happen was basically the same. The only thing is I thought that the amount of time that you would have to register those tickets would be longer, like a day or 2, maybe even longer. But with the new information, and thank you so much, I think it was XBDJ who hit us with the really valuable info there. With that new information, I'm revising my perspective. But my bottom line thing that I just went live to make sure everybody knows is that you absolutely should buy tickets for yourself. Plus, if there are friends who you're teaming up with that you want to be absolutely sure they get tickets, you could buy a few extra tickets just in case someone missed them. Give them a call, check to see if they've gotten them, and register them. If not, if you have tickets you don't register within the period, you can always go ahead and just let the deadline come and get the refund. What do you guys think about that? While I wait for your thoughts. Oh, Bryce, I'm so glad you asked that question, because actually that's another question that I think people have a misunderstanding about, and actually that's a very nuanced question. I'll give you my thoughts on it. And by the way, the reason I'm here because I generally think that my interpretation is helpful for you to hear. I'm not guaranteeing it's correct, but I'm not like a crazy speculator here. I have a lot of experience with reading close texts based on my other business. So yeah, so at the very, very bottom of the page, it says, if I can't go to the event, can I resell my ticket? And the response, the answer to that question is, it is illegal to resell tickets in Illinois. Okay, that's a fact. Ticket holders who attempt to resell tickets or attend multiple days will be in violation of Pokemon Go Fest events terms and conditions. That's also a fact because they have terms and conditions, and run the risk of having their access to the event denied. So this is really interesting. So let's say that for some reason you bought a ticket, you registered your trainer name later, because you had to register your trainer name, right, to keep the ticket. Otherwise you would have lost it, it would have been refunded, and the transaction would have been voided. So at that point, you registered because you thought you were going to go, or maybe thought you might go, you were hoping to go, so you registered it. And then later you can't go. Could you sell it to somebody else at that point, like the day before, or the week before, whatever, later in June? good question. Could you give it away on YouTube? So, I mean, let me put it this way. I'm sure you could give someone your trainer name and let them play as you inside your own account at the event. I don't. There'd be no way to detect that. And even if they paid you money, um, you're probably not in Illinois, and even if you were, they probably paid you in cash. Practically speaking, I think you could let a friend go, but they'd be in your trainer name. To be able to play in their account, which is probably what anybody would actually want to do, there would have to be some mechanism for the account that's registered with that ticket to be changed. There's absolutely no mention of a mechanism to do that. But they did go out of their way to say that if you tried to retell tickets, you could be in violation, run the risk of having your ability denied. So my interpretation is it might be hard, but it really depends on what they do. It depends on things we don't actually know yet about what features or what capabilities they'll provide to you after in terms of making changes. Kind of seems like their whole goal here is to prevent scalping, and if their whole goal here is to prevent scalping, if they're actually able to enforce this, I think it's actually going to be very hard to scalp. My point of view going into this was that it'll be easy to scalp. It still will be possible to resell tickets or pay people to get a ticket that you bought within the time frame between when you bought it and when you're required to register the training name. How long that period is going to determine it. So what I was thinking was if they give people a week, there's going to be a lot of scalping for this 1 week. But if they're only giving people 30 minutes, which is what Trainer Tips believes, then wow, in that case, there could be extremely little scalping, which is pretty cool. I mean, there could be a few people like hiring someone to buy it if they were not available, but it might not be that much scalping if all the things I just said go true. Caitlin said something about 2 accounts. It probably will be possible if I don't think this many people will really want to do this, but in theory they could buy 1 ticket for their main account, 1 ticket for their alt account, and go both days. Niantic could prevent that too by detecting that it's the same device, but there seems to be some risk associated with that, although I wouldn't be shocked if some people get away with that. But I don't think that many people would want to. I mean, who would want? I know people like to have an alt account. They play on it a little bit. Maybe they, use it for something. But I don't know that people are dying to play in their alt account on day 2 of GoFest. Maybe I just don't get the appeal. What do you guys think? I saw a question about whether tickets are on sale yet. They're not on sale yet. They're on sale in 1 hour and 27 minutes. So we all got to make sure we're logged on, have our credit card ready, make sure we have enough available credit to buy. Yeah, I think you're right, Calvin. I think that if you have 2 accounts, they probably won't. Yeah. And obviously the honest thing and the right thing to do, setting aside what you can do, is buy 1 and go. So Lewis, if you go on Saturday with 1 account, what I was saying before is that I think that it's possible that people would get away with that. But it's possible that they wouldn't. But I would discourage it because it's risky and it doesn't sound that much fun anyways. Also, keep in mind, like on the day, let's say you're in Chicago for both days, like I will. On the day that you're not in the event, there's still going to be so many trainers around. Chicago's going to be crawling with Pokemon Go fanatics. So I anticipate having just as much fun on the day that I'm not in the park as the day that I'm in the park. Also, according to some articles I've read, and I believe this is true, some of the special event spawns, I don't know if it'll be all, but some of the special event spawns will also take place within the city of Chicago for people who don't have tickets, which I think is cool. So I think on a I don't think people should be dying to be in that same park 2 days. In fact, it might be more fun, be in the event, have the event experience, then go explore Chicago with whatever friends of yours. Probably a bunch of friends of yours were there with you on Saturday in the park. On Sunday, you go on Wakfu or Wafu raids and catch special event. And everything's going to be the same. Exactly. I don't think I want to do the exact same thing 2 days in a row. One thing I actually have to say is that just having gone to GoFest last time and streamed it and just played a lot, streaming with my son, is that I would actually say the least, well, partly things went wrong inside, but even if they hadn't, the gameplay outside of the actual enclosed area where they had like the lounges and stuff was easily much more fun over the course of the weekend than lounging with, you know, Mystic crew in the Team Mystic lounge. I mean, that gets old after a while. It gets crowded. The crowdeds were hardcore. Um, it was, yeah, I mean, on some level, like Pokemon Go is fun when you're around a lot of people, but it's not fun when you can't actually walk, which is what happened at times, and it's going to happen again, even though it's in a much larger park this time, a different park than it was last time. Oh, Instinct says he's frustrated that he's going to be at school when ticks are sold and hopes that his mom knows what to do. I totally hope that too, man. I mean, I assume you guys have you've talked about it and you've explained what you really, really, really um, want her to do. Hey, Milton Tubes. Absolutely. Good morning. Thank God it's Friday. And speaking of GoFest, Milltown Tubes, aka Chuck, he's from Milwaukee. He hung with me and Mac all day at GoFest on the actual day, which is so helpful. At one point, I actually lost my son, and the crowds were crazy, the lines were crazy, and Milltown was like the bodyguard, helped me re-find him. We also had phones, but it was chaos, absolute chaos. So, are we all on the same page on the ticket buying process? I guess just to summarize, and let me know if I'm wrong here, I've learned a couple things on the stream that have helped me to further refine my understanding of the ticket buying process. But here's what we absolutely know for sure. You should log on as soon as you can to the ticket buying website at exactly 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Number two, you should talk to your friends and find out who might need a ticket, and let them, and if so, buy a ticket for those friends if you want. I think you totally can do that. Don't be scared about the process because you won't have to actually give the trainer name until after you purchase. So you go through the purchase, then you'll have a certain amount of time to get in touch with the friend, make sure that they're willing to reimburse you, find out the credentials for the trainer name, and then confirm and register the ticket. That's when it actually becomes yours to keep. How long that will be could be as little as 30 minutes, according to trainer tips, although we actually don't have anything on the Niantic website that confirms that. But there will be some amount of time. The longer it is, the easier it will be for you to coordinate with your friends. But also, the longer it is, the easier it will be for people to scalp, because to scalp, they actually have to find strangers to buy their tickets. And it does seem like Panda Man is pretty aggressive. Wait, did I just say Panda Man? I just saw just saw a direct message from Panda Man in the lower right-hand corner of my screen. Hi, Lewis. How are you? Um, uh, um, and cool. What's your question, Erica? So yes, the longer it is, the more people will spoof. But sorry, the longer it is, the more people will scalp. Freudian slip. Scalp spoof. Medusa, a new sponsor. Thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it. You're one of my favorite trainers, you know, as I've gotten to know you from your streams and stuff. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So yes, so what I was saying is we don't know, based on the official website, Pokemon Go Live website, for sure how long you'll have to register trainer names. But I have a feeling that the time period will be brief, especially now hearing that Trainer Tips believes that too. Um, and it makes sense. The other reason I think that's plausible is it makes sense because it seems like Niantic realizes that one thing that actually frustrated trainers was that a lot of trainers actually had to buy tickets to GoFest for $250 last year because the tickets sold out so quick and were so easy to resell, so easy to scalp. So scalpers made more money, but trainers actually ended up spending more to get to the event. So I don't know, I just feel like I'm beginning to feel like Niantic took a big step back. Like John Hankey actually said in the interview, spent a lot of time going over in detail the many things that that could have been better about GoFest last year, apparently including the ticket buying policies. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think their strategy is to try to make it as possible for as many legit trainers, people who are actually buying to go, to be able to get their ticket at the original price rather than having to buy it at spoof price. Sorry, scalp price. Freudian slip. So yes, again, thank you so much, Medusa, for sponsoring. I do want to shout Medusa out because Medusa is awesome guy, but also actually an awesome streamer. I would have shouted him out anyways, but given that we just saw how he's awesome and supportive, definitely check out his channel. You can click on his name, or I can make it even easier for you, I think. Um, I just went brain dead. Oh yeah, I wanted to drop I wanted to drop a link to Medusa's channel. Um, oh, that's fine, Medusa. I think I know why you haven't been on the streams that much, aside from the fact that people are busy. I never infer anything from that aside from that people are busy. Or the other thing is, I know you. Our sleep schedules are almost opposites. Echo audio? Interesting. Huh. Will Chicago be permanently hosting GoFest? That's an interesting question. That's a really interesting question. If the echo continues, let me know. Echo, echo, echo. Okay, it's continuing, isn't it? Echo. All right. I think this might be the last time that I stream on this gaming headset because it seems to have a variety of small and medium-sized issues. I'm gonna try to troubleshoot here. Oh man, least professional. I'm gonna unplug and replug. That's been the one thing that seems to work. Um, Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Echo, yes. No. Yes. No. Lewis says, if I miss Mystic 7, can I ask him, tell him that I'm a sub, and on his Twitch, tell him your name. So yeah, that's actually something I'd love to address because I'm going to be streaming a lot at GoFest. And what happened at GoFest last year, I learned a few things about, I learned a lot of things, including how much fun it is to stream, how much people enjoy being on those streams. Echo stuff? Scary audio? Okay, all right. Plan B. I'm switching audio device now. Okay, new audio device is the, whoa, new audio device is actually the built-in microphone the, um, on the camera. Better? Ah, nice, okay. Camera microphone for the win. I think the camera microphone's actually lower quality, but if it doesn't glitch out, then we're good. Um, cool. Not the best, but no echo. Exactly. That's what I thought. So it's actually a worse microphone, but if it's not echoing, I'm a happy guy. Hey, Stormgust, what's up, man? Good to see you. Okay, so just to keep my train of thought here. Oh, and by the way, can I ask a favor? Can Ahmad drop a link to Medusa's channel? Medusa also live streams. He's our brand new sponsor, and I wanted to say thank you by making sure that I dropped his channel link. Um, cool. Oh, and Raismar suggested, which I think is a good point, a 4K subs Q&A celebration thing, and I think that's a great idea. Let's do that. Hold me to it, Raismar. Maybe you can help me prepare for it if you have time. Hey, Panda Man, what's up? Great to see you too, man. Panda Man, the man with a plan. Really A1 streams as well. Check his channel out as well, please. Okay, so there is something that I wanted to say. If I say it now, I'll probably say it in a more clear way and also maybe in a more chill way than I might say this on a live stream um, in GoFest. Because the live streams from GoFest are pretty darn intense. Like last year in the spring, a typical live stream that I would do might have 50 people watching, sometimes 100. We had a few spikes like when the very first raid bosses came out. We had 2,400 watching on the very first morning that I could do raids in New York. But typically, actually Medusa was on that stream helping me out with advice and tips. I remember it like it was yesterday. But typically, you know, a typical stream on this channel is 50 people watching. Last year at GoFest, and I have no idea if it's going to be this way again, there was a big spike in people watching my channel, Sparky Joy's channel. It's, you know, probably true. Exactly. It's mainly because anything new generates a huge spike in views, right? And but the thing about GoFest was not only was there something new, but the new thing involved me being around a lot of other YouTubers, including people like Trainer Tips, including people. So you had people on the live stream who were big fans of um, of the really big YouTubers that I was interacting with or around, and many times talking to a bit on the live stream. And that's going to happen again. So I just want to let you guys know that there's a type of request that I would often get from people that I really can't fulfill, even though I love you guys. And that is when you ask me to tell a big live streamer who has like about 1 second for every single person who's there trying to meet him. And there's so many people who want to meet Trainer Tips. There's so many people who want to meet Mystic 7. And to be honest, it would be rude of me as an acquaintance and fellow YouTuber to say, hey, Trainer Tips, I need you to take time that you basically don't have for me to tell you the names of subscribers that you probably won't be able to remember because you're meeting so many people and you're like in the middle of a zillion things, and please, you know, whatever this person wants to say. I would do it if I thought that it was polite to those other YouTubers. I would do it if I thought that A, it would be respectful to those other YouTubers, but actually it would be really annoying and disrespectful to those YouTubers to do that kind of stuff. And second of all, I would do it if I thought it would help you. So what I'm trying to explain is, even though that sounds awesome, if I did it, all I would do is alienate these YouTubers, and you'd see them less on this channel, and they'd spend less time allowing us to live stream together along their side or around them, etc. So it's important for me to put on a good show for you, and I would love to, you know, make you know, Trainer Tips aware of one of his awesome subscribers. I just really can't do that. So if I don't do that, I want you to understand it's not because I'm ignoring you or I don't care. It's because trust me, based on last year's experience, it's just not feasible. If you're on the ground, you would understand that it's just not feasible to do that. Um, I literally made only one exception last year, and that was because I knew that that exception would actually create excitement and drama that was positive on a trainer tips video in which I informed them that we had someone watching from China and told them the name of that person um, because actually China didn't even have Pokemon Go back then. And Trainer Tips said, "Hey, I'm so glad you're still able to participate." That was it. That was it. So much as I love you, Lewis, and I know it's totally comes from a good place, I won't be able to do like tell this big YouTuber that what if that this awesome person is his biggest fan. Enough about that. Let me just pull up the chat to make sure I haven't missed too much. What is my theory about the unknown at GoFest? So I had a really hectic day yesterday, and I haven't heard of that until you mention it. So you probably know more than I do about um, the bee. Tell me more, or tell me what I should Google. By the way, while I'm Googling, I'm going to try to see if I can add a browser into the actual OBS here, where I could browse and actually show what website I'm on, so that we could research a little bit more. Here, let's see. Okay, I'm going to add a. Do you guys have the experience that sometimes it's really, really hard to on OBS? I'm the total OBS noob. I need a coach. Have you guys noticed that sometimes when you browse to a certain website, it's hard to get that particular browser to show on OBS? Or is that just me being a... unknown letter B is in the GoFest official limit. Oh, interesting. So what would be the theories about why? Paris, I'm in New York City. Usually I live stream on the streets of New York City, but today I am in my apartment in New York City. I'm going to try. I'm going to see if I can bring up the Pokemon Go Live summer thing. We can look at the thumbnail, etc. Let's see here. Oh, I think he was asking someone else. Lewis. He's from Mexico. Nice. Yeah, this is a good example right here. So I typed in the browser name of Pokemon Go Live, and instead got this. Let me try one other thing. Okay, now it's behaving slightly differently. But still not giving us what we actually want. Hey, Lewis, what's your question? While I'm waiting for more questions and gathering my thoughts, a couple other things. I think there was a question from someone about which entrance I'm planning to pick when I buy tickets in 1 hour and 15 minutes. I think I'm going for the south entrance, and the reason I'm going for the south entrance is that the hotel I'm staying with, I wasn't actually able to get room hotels like right near. all the hotels near the park, by the time I was booking, which was yesterday, they were already completely sold out. So what I actually did was I got a ticket at, I got a room in downtown Chicago. It was actually cheaper than near the park. And as a result, I'm thinking I'll just go with Southgate because it's closer to the hotel and I can, get there quicker. But if anybody has a strong reason why you think I should go north, let me know. I don't believe there's a huge difference in the experience, although I guess the only other difference is if you're going in with your friends, then um, then it'd be good to know that they're also reserved for the same entrance. Oh, so that's a really good question. What Milton Tubes asked, and really good because it actually relates to something that also may not be super clear, especially if you've been busy and haven't been reading every single news thing about this. So really important to know that GoFest this year is actually going to be in a different park. So it's not going to be the same entrance that we went through last time, and it's not even going to be the same park. Instead of being Grant Park, it's going to be in Lincoln Park, just like the name of the famous band. So Lincoln Park is it's like longer, but also a little thinner. I don't know all the details, but they may have chosen it in part because they believed it would be easier to handle the logistics. And speaking of that line, yeah, I mean, you and me stood in that line. You, me, and Mac were together in that line for like 3 hours. Clearly, that was not a good gate. So hopefully they make it better. And obviously having two entrances is going to help, definitely. Medusa, you're coming! That's great. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um, oh, no problem. Not a fart. Not a fart. Not a fart at all. If you're getting timed out, guys, it's no offense, and you're totally welcome to stay on the stream. It's just because there may be a stream rule that that you a particular chat broke, and it's my expectation that the mods, when that happens, they just delete the message or and warn you. And then if you've been warned and you keep doing it, you get timed out. Or if what you said is really terrible, you get timed out right away. So anyways, we have certain rules and they get enforced. But there's nothing personal, no matter who you are and what you said. You're still a human being, and humans are inherently awesome. But that's why you can get timed out. But you can learn what the expectations are from the channel by what happens. Who from New York City is coming? A lot. Yeah, we're really excited about it. Omnisec is coming, Ralph is coming, Will Rock Network is coming, PandaNet is coming, Dr. Taku is coming, Miss Mime. I'm probably forgetting a lot of people. Brenda, I wished you were coming, but I think what you said is that it's not possible in the schedule. Yes, actually, swearing is. We try to keep it really clean because there's, people of all ages watching. That's why. I did forget to put the rules in the description. Yeah, I need to modify my workflow. Brett says he thinks that they'll make Go Fast biannual. Oh, Spanish tutor would be great. Thank you, man. Yeah, that would be awesome, actually. um, I think the thing that feels to me the most like a expansion of the concept behind GoFest is community days, because community days on some level are they have they're very similar to GoFest. You have special event spawns, you have a limited amount of time, you are encouraged to go to parks. I wish they would encourage you even more, but a lot of people do go to parks. So if you like a Pokemon Go meetup, you've got one every month, which is awesome. In addition to any that you might plan on your own. And so in that sense, what I experienced and what we experienced at GoFest last year is going to be available to, well, it is now already available to millions more trainers all around the world as a result of the um, Community Day innovations. So if you take a step back and think about it, that all by itself is kind of meeting the need or providing that benefit of the game of the social get together on a regular schedule at a location that you can make it to. Yeah, Community Day is just, it is awesome. And yeah, good point. Good point, Brent. I think that maintaining those events actually maintain a sense of community, which in turn probably maintains a continuity of play. Which side will I pick? I think I'm going to stick to South Side unless specific individuals who I'm planning to play with or um, vlog with, who I want to like film with or do a challenge with or whatever, tell me like really quick, I guess, that I should choose a different event. Um, yeah. Oh, my phone just randomly restarted, so I guess I'll try the other phone. I just wanted to catch up on some of these group texts here. I may, oh nice. By the way, Panda Man also has a really good video out. Well, I'm assuming it's video because I'm assuming his video, it's a good video because his videos are awesome on this topic as well. So you may want to check that out. Um, he just dropped it recently. Um, yeah, where you choose your friends, exactly. Um, absolutely. Yeah. After the stream, I'm gonna try to figure out where my friends are. Especially like Omnisec, I'd like to enter the same uh, gate as Omni and Alan. And I think you're right, Raven. Oh wait, that was the other chat. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys joining. I'm happy to stay live if you guys want to talk more about it. On some level, I think I've gotten the message out that I want. I just wanted to make sure that we were all as clear as possible about the ticket buying process, how that system's going to work in terms of registering the trainer names for each of the tickets. So I think we're on the same page on it. It seemed like there was some misunderstanding or confusion about it this morning, but I think it sounds like with this stream, there's a bunch of other videos out there. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to go good. And Holly's live. Nice. So, yeah, it'd be great to hear what she has to say if she's talking about this. I'm almost sure she's going to talk about this. Um, so, maybe we want to raid Holly's stream. Thank you for telling me, Kathleen, by the way. Let's see if I can. I'm just going to check something here. T minus 1 hour and 5 minutes. Nice. Love it. Absolutely love it. Fun with Fortnite. Hi, you're the same guy who owns Macaroni Boy. Oh, hey, what's up, man? Macaroni Boy in the house. Macaroni Boy of the house. How awesome. I'm just going to scroll up. I'm not going to end the stream quite yet because I want to scroll up and just make sure I haven't missed any comments or questions. Oh, Raysmar was wondering when the Q&A, the overall channel Q&A will take place. I'll do that soon, but not today. Okay, I think we covered. Thank you, Lewis. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad you enjoy the videos, and I appreciate you being part of the Team Stream NYC community. Still need you to follow the same rules that everyone else is expected to follow. Yeah, so stay tuned for Q&A. If you're subscribed, you'll definitely get a notification. Also, make sure you're following me on Twitter if you're not already for updates when I'm planning to go live. I usually give some clues. Yes, Michael, if you're just joining, that's one of the things we were talking about, and absolutely, don't buy scalpers tickets. I think the good thing, Michael, according to the consensus that I think emerged on this talk, is that it's going to be much harder for scalpers to scalp. In other words, they would have to buy tickets and resell them very quickly because if the tickets are not registered, after purchase, if the tickets are not registered within a certain amount of time, then the tickets will get refunded. I'm sure scalpers will try, and the number one thing, which you don't totally know, is how much time you'll get between when you buy to when you need to register the trainer names. If it's as little as 30 minutes, which is what Trainer Tips suggested, then it could be really hard to scalp, which would be great. That would actually mean that there was the great majority of people who ended up going would have been people who bought those tickets legit at the original price, as opposed to having to pay scalpers. I mean, that could be actually a significant amount of money shifted from the pockets of scalpers to the pockets of trainers. We could look back, I don't know, I hope that's how it works. We could look back and say, wow, Niantic just literally, compared with last year, saved 40,000 trainers. 38, maybe last year, 80% of them had to buy from scalper. If this year only 5% or less, I mean, we'd be talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions in the pockets of trainers instead of scalpers. I hope it's 30 minutes. Yeah, I'm really psyched that Trainer Tips is confident enough that it's 30 minutes to have said that in his video. I hope it's 30 minutes. When I read I just did a close reading of the actual announcement. When I read that, I didn't think it would be 30 minutes because I thought that 30 minutes might be unrealistic, that people might complain that they needed more time and that could become an issue. So I was thinking, I was thinking 2 hours, or no, I'm sorry, I was thinking 2 days. I literally thought it would be 2 days. And if it's 2 days, then they will get scalped. But if it's 30 minutes, not so much. And anyone who is trying to scalp, if they don't sell it, if they're not able to pull that off in 30 minutes or whatever the amount of time is, will essentially that ticket goes back into the pool and it can be sold to somebody else. So hopefully that's how it works. My number one, just to recap, my number one reason for doing this is I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that you can buy tickets for your friend. You just need to be able to register that ticket for the friend within the limited amount of time that you need to, so you get to keep the ticket. I mean, there's pretty much no risk because if you don't keep the ticket, you get a full refund. So I'm certainly going to buy 6 tickets. And then I'm just going to check in with everyone as fast as I can to find out if anybody didn't get a ticket. And if not, they can send me $20 on PayPal and I'll register them, basically. Yeah, actually, Michael, I don't know if you were here. I think you just joined earlier. I must have called scalpers. I was talking about scalping, and I kept having Freudian slips where I would say spoofing. So I'd be like, I think this will make for less spoofing. I mean scalping. A lot of Freudian slips. Yeah, I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for tuning in. Good luck getting the tickets. Let me know how it goes, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, Lewis. Lewis wants to know if I like spoofers. Uh, well, I want to answer that very, very carefully. I I like, I respect human beings, all of them. In fact, I respect human beings even if they do things that I think are wrong to do or bad to do. So, for example, you know, I respect people who have very different beliefs than I do about what even is wrong and right. Okay, so I believe every single person is inherently good, and that people do the best they can in their lives. And if some people do something bad, there could be many reasons why they do it. Okay, so I guess it's a human beings that spoof. I mean, I have friends who spoof. I, um, but I very strongly dislike spoofing, and I very strongly recommend against it. And I am happy to see Niantic make it harder to spoof and discourage spoofing. So then I try to discourage spoofing. Um, if um, if you spoof, I'm not judging you, but I do judge the action. That's a short answer to your question. Thank you for asking. Um, Raismar says stalking. Wait, did I? Oh, you can't hear me very well? Okay, I need to speak louder maybe. Yeah, I'm using my lower quality mic because the higher quality mic had a big echo. I should probably stop playing with the selfie stick too. Yeah, it's a fair play channel. Yes. But I recently, so I used to actually, totally fair play channel, and I used to actually have a policy that even questions about spoofing would be deleted, comments about spoofing would be deleted, just because I didn't want this to be a channel where spoofing could be in any way normalized or encouraged. Recently, after I made that video about spoofing, um, and after some of the comments that came in on it, I realized that one thing that I value a lot, it kind of made me realize more, um, is that one thing that I value a lot is the ability, the right, or the ability to express your point of view in a respectful way and have that be respected. So what I've decided now is the policy on the channel is that people can ask me a question like that. What do I think about spoofing? They could even say, why are you against spoofing? Just kind of respectful questions. They could say something mildly positive, and we're not going to time them out for that. Or some, it depends, but we may not even delete those comments because I'd like to address them in a similar way to how I just did. However, we're obviously going to delete anything that's dark, negative, insulting, antagonistic, regardless of what it is, including if it's sort of immature or disrespectful or just, not helpful. Oh, Michael, no, I'm not sorry about it. If you're sorry, you're entitled to be sorry, but I'm not. Because again, I think it needs to be talked about at times in a coherent way, and there's not that many voices that speak frequently on the topic in a chill way, but a clear way. I think that might have been one of the problems about why a lot of people were convinced that totally fine or maybe even cool thing to do. I don't think it's cool. Um, it would take a long time to explain fully all the reasons. Um, yeah, it's something that needs a conversation. It doesn't need a argument. It just it does need to be discussed, I think. I used to think that the best way to make it go away was not to discuss it. Now I realize think a lot of big YouTubers also, like they discussed it once in a while, but I think they also thought, let's not give this too much airtime. Let's focus on legit gameplay. But as a result, if you actually think about the amount of content being put out that is articulately that is trying to point out and encourage the benefits of staying legit, the amount of YouTube content that that has that as its theme is so much less than the amount of YouTube content that is out there to try to find ways to make people believe that it's great. It's just good. So yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot. Anyways, I can tell Mac that you said hi. Absolutely. I guess I should probably. Damn, I didn't think this would be take 60 minutes to have a conversation, but I guess that's what happens when the dialogue occurs. Thank you so much for the dialogue. I'm gonna take a break to get some coffee and make sure I'm ready to buy those tickets, and I encourage you guys to do that too. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gracias. Hasta la vista. What Hannah said is good advice. I'm sorry to hear about the Pokestops removed in your town. Hmm. Someone must have complained. That happens sometimes. That happened in the Netherlands, actually, too. Hey, thanks, Medusa. I appreciate it. You're awesome. I'll see you on a stream soon. One of your streams, I hope. Peace. Catch you guys in the next one. I'm going to hit the stop streaming button. In 3, 2, 1.